What's going on, people? How y'all doing? Um, so I got something in the mail today that I just moved past camera, which y'all probably saw. We're gonna talk about that here in just a second. First of all, we're gonna talk about being around 24 hours removed from the Nintendo Switch presentation. Oh boy, that's not good. I don't know if you've seen the stock, but apparently it's dropped 6 points. That's not good either. I knew the presentation was bad because my initial reaction, pardon me while I adjust the headset here, I knew the presentation was bad. However, I did not see 6 points down bad. Okay, I saw a bad translator who sounds like, say, your computer speaking to you when you're typing in like sentences and you hit enter. You know, one of those. Paul threw the ball to Jane. That's what I saw. I don't know if that's what everybody else saw, but that's what I saw. A horrible, bland, just above suicidal translation. I mean, we made jokes about this when I went to GameStop today. By the way, I am now 2 copies. 2. I've paid off my Wii U Breath of the Wild. I've paid it off. So that I have paid off, and I have reserved the Switch edition of Breath of the Wild. I have 2 copies. And I know for a couple videos I said that I was not going to be a day one owner of the Nintendo Switch. I've said that for a couple videos. Well, I'm going to be a day one owner. Not because I'm a Nintendo guy. Because while I was there at GameStop, we were having a joke about the OCD controllers with the blue and the red and how they're different, and how when you plug it into the I don't know, Joy-Con, when you take them and you plug them in the thing and you make the actual controller instead of being on the side, to make the Wii U Switch look like a Wii U, or not the Wii U Switch, but when you make the Switch look like a Wii U gamepad, when you take it and you put it and make it look like an actual Pro controller, that would make you go nuts because one side's blue and one side's red. Well, I was like, I'm too OCD for that. That's going to drive me nuts because I'd have to have both of them be red or both of them be blue, because like I just can't have half and half. That's just not how I work. And he was like, well, that one actually already sold out. I was like, wow, that's insane. I really figured the, plain color would have sold out faster. And we were sitting there talking about it, and while we were sitting there talking about it, I was like, well, let me get the Switch. Go ahead and put the reserve on it, because the reserve on it was actually cheap. It's a $50 reserve. Okay, if you want to pre-order it, it's $50 instead of $100 or whatever it normally would be for like a PlayStation or a Xbox. It's only $50. That's the price of a game. Why not go ahead and reserve it? Okay, go ahead and reserve it, because it's not $100. That was my whole thing, is it's going to be $100 to reserve it, and I don't have $100. So I went ahead and reserved it. And he was like, well, what game do you want? Because it doesn't come with one. And I was literally like, I don't know, and personally I don't care, because chances are they'll have an eShop, And my thought process went as far as, I'll probably just get a card and buy a game off the eShop. Like, I'll get a $10 card, buy a $10 game to just fool around with the damn thing. But then I was like, well, let me get Breath of the Wild for the Switch, just in case I don't like how it works on the Wii U, which I know is a stretch of the imagination, because that's how they've been developing the damn game, was for the, Wii U from the get-go. And he was like, so you're going to have 2 copies of the same game? I was like, buddy, I have 3 copies of Twilight Princess. You're not going to one-up me here, okay? I have 3 copies of Twilight Princess. I have every Zelda game on the damn 3DS. This isn't going to surprise anybody if I have 2 copies of Breath of the Wild, alright? So chances are I'll beat it on the Nintendo Wii U, and then I'll turn around and beat it on the Switch. Or I'll be playing them simultaneously together, okay? And he was like, do you know anything about the specs? And I was like, not really, and I don't really care, to be honest with you. It's not something that I give a damn about. Specs don't bother me. It's, with me, always been about gameplay, replayability, story. Always. Always has been, always will be. I'm sorry if that offends somebody. I'm sorry if that, gets you all worked up. But I grew up playing Nintendo. I grew up playing games that had major replayability. I grew up playing games that were really heavy in the story. Final Fantasy t-shirt, anybody? I grew up in that era of gaming where if the story sucked and it had no replayability, you took it to GameStop or you took it to your local gaming store and you threw it back at the person and said, give me my money back. You didn't keep it because the graphics were nice. You said this game was horrible because it lacked replayability and a story, and therefore all around was just horrible. The game mechanics and the graphics didn't carry the game, which seems to be the high thing people talk about more so than the overall story and the gameplay ability and then, replayability. It seems to be more about graphical content and then 1080p, 60 frames a second, which has to do with graphical content, but they're more concerned about the bells and whistles more so than the story and replayability of a game nowadays. That's not me. I'm more concerned about the story and the replayability of it, which is why I don't have a long laundry list of games on either my Xbox One or my PS4. Because honestly, these games just don't bring it. They can be nice looking, and that's fine if that's what you're into, is a pretty looking game. Both of them have those all day, every day, no problem. But do they have the games that are replayable? I'm willing to bet you I have more replayable games on a 3DS than the entire library of a PS4. I'm willing to bet you. Now, for the second part. I've spent 8 minutes talking about getting a Switch and the 2 games that I'm going to have. So, what did I get in the mail? Well, I got this thing. And it's not a woman's wallet. It looks like a woman's wallet, but it's not. What is it? It is a phone case. Okay, how do you know it's phone case? Well, first of all, this part would be not have just this little strap here. Alright, and it looks like a... I forget what it's called in the game. But it's the Zelda fucking book. Something to do with Zelda, I know that. Forgot what it's called already. Shit. Anyway, but what's so cool about this here, it serves as a wallet. I got some cards here. I got my GameStop receipt from when I did my reservations, some money in here. I just put like little knickknacks in here because I'm more than likely gonna lose a few things, and I put the stuff that I didn't want to lose or the stuff I wanted to make sure I kept in here. Like the GameStop receipt, that's definitely one of those things I want to keep in here. And the reason the phone is not in here is because that's what I record these videos on, is my phone. But the phone fits in here, and it's actually not meant for the phone that I have. The phone I have is the LG V10. This was made for like, I think a Samsung Galaxy Edge or a Samsung Note 7. One of the two. And this has no problem fitting the phone I have. And that's really good because I was like, man, I'm going to have a case for a phone that I don't have and I won't be able to use it. But it does have a purpose, which is it's a secondary wallet, which is weird because, again, it looks like a woman's wallet because it's got that whole button thing here. However, it is a phone case. And I got it because, again, it is Zelda, and it adds to the buttloads of Zelda crap that I already own. I have a belt with the buckle being this part here on it. I have, as y'all can see, this thing is always behind me, the Master Sword. I have this poster over here. I have this $20 framed Breath of the Wild thing over here. I have countless Zelda shirts. Behind that door there usually is closed, but it's open today, is another Zelda poster. I have a Twilight Princess poster sitting right here. I have a Skyward Sword poster sitting over here. I have a crap ton of Zelda shit. And this is just one more thing to add to it. Not to mention my 3DS Hyrule Edition. I've still got to get the Majora's Mask one. I thought that's the one I ordered when I got this, but apparently I got the Hyrule Edition. And that's just, you know, like I said, a few things I have. I've still got a crap ton more that I just haven't even mentioned because it's slipping out of my mind. And, you know, I thought it was cool. I literally only paid like $13, which is how much it cost to ship. And, you know, you see these kind of phone cases at like Walmart and shit like this, but this was a case. It's leather. I know that much. It's leather. And I really cannot remember what the fuck this thing is right now, man. But it's so cool. The only part, like I said, drives me nuts is how much of a wallet that it looks like. It looks like a woman's wallet. And that's the only part that drives me nuts. But I know it's a phone case. Like, I know it's a phone case because I've seen those type of cases at Walmart. I've seen them at Verizon, AT&T, and stuff like that. So I know it's a phone case. It's just so crazy of how much of, like, a wallet it looks like. I forget the company that I ordered this through. I think it's like Team Twisted or Twisted Cases. I will try to get a link so you guys can go and get one if you want it. Again, I paid like 13 bucks for it. Not bad. If you're a huge Zelda fan like I am, or just a Zelda nerd in general, and you have as much stupid crap to do with Zelda as I do, this is definitely going to be one of those things you're going to want. And they have them for like iPhones and Samsung devices. I have an LG phone, and it fits perfectly with it. And I can't remember what Samsung device I ordered this for. So again, it's a great thing to have. And if you have a Zelda fanatic in your life, man, this is a great thing to get. I am no way sponsored by them. I just wanted to show it off because I really enjoyed it. Really, I just got it today. I really enjoy this thing. It's really cool. I don't have an ID in here. I don't plan on putting one in here. It's not going to be my main wallet. My main wallet is still going to be my Zelda shield here, where it's got the Triforce in it and has my ID and all that in there. So that's why I covered up my picture. So I mean, you know, it's a nice one. It's got the Triforce on the back. I picked this up at like Target. It's like 10 bucks. And like I said, it's just more random shit that I have that, you know, has Zelda on it, you know. And I do not have it on me. Oh, but it is up here. Just so you can see my randomness of Zelda shit. I have a Zelda lanyard from the Nintendo era of Zelda, the 8-bit. And it came with this 8-bit Link. And then just for more Zelda shit, if there wasn't enough on here already, I have a keychain of the Triforce. Just so there will be enough on this one lanyard, okay? So I have enough Zelda shit on me at all times. To say I'm a little bit obsessed with it might be a bit of an understatement. But that's about it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. I have ended up pre-ordering and now purchasing a Switch for day one. We'll have 2 copies of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I will be doing an unboxing day one of the Switch, so be ready March 3rd. And then I will hopefully be able to do some Breath of the Wild gameplay for y'all. That is now become the only reason 2017 matters to me is Breath of the Wild. I'm not looking forward to really anything else. If you are, good. But me, they canceled Scalebound. I don't really give a fuck about anything else. Breath of the Wild is it. Unless when they do the Final Fantasy presentation, which they're supposed to at the end of this month, they say 7 is due out sometime this year. Which, by the way, you better have some news, some good news. Because this month for gaming has sucked. Nintendo comes out with a press conference. Presentation for the Switch, and then all of a sudden their stock drops 6 points. Scalebound is canceled. Final Fantasy, Square Enix, you're up next. You better fucking do good.